Bonjour, bonsoir. How are you, dear friends? We are building the most inspiring and phenomenal communities of wine lovers. As we all know, wine is the catalyst of the greatest discussion. We'll be talking wine, but of course food, and everything that touches all our emotion and senses. Bonjour, bonsoir, dear friends. This is JCB Live. Happy hour with the man of Napa Valley. Today, dear friends, I have a very close friend to introduce to all of you. Many of you already know him. His name is Rick Walker, very famous lawyer in the entertainment and the art world. And he became so passionate about art that he said, I live in the beautiful wine country of Napa Valley. I got to bring it to Napa Valley. So 15 years ago, he started one of the most impossible things to do, bring music with wine and wine with music. It's a 2-week unbelievable festival in the heart of Napa Valley that he leads, and he brings the greatest aspiring artists, confirmed artists, and world star to Napa Valley. So we're so fortunate to have a man with such vision, such charisma, such passion, and such reach. So dear friends, to make him come, it's easy. You open a bottle of bubbles and he suddenly appears. Ah, there he is.
All right.
Bonjour, Rick.
Thank you, Jean-Charles. Thank you for that introduction.
Well, and I could have gone a lot longer because your accolades are so wide. But you remember what our good friend Margaret said, when we toast, we look in the eye and we'd better taste because it's 7 years of bad
luck.
Bad luck, that's right. So Rick.
This is good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to the festival. Obviously this year was unusual, but tell us about this incredible creation of the Napa, or Festival Napa Valley.
Well, it's just been a joy to put this festival together every year. For 15 years, we've found that this is the most beautiful place in the world, Napa Valley, and with wonderful natural scenery, beautiful architecture, amazing food, and some of the best wine in the world. And with the personalities and hospitality of a very generous community of vintners, we've been able to create something magical and very special every year. And what we found is that our audience loves it, the community loves it, and the artists love it. They all love to come. They love to come back year after year. They love to stay, not just do a concert and leave, but to do a concert and stick around and enjoy all that Napa Valley has to offer. So it's a very special undertaking. It's a chance for people to escape from the pressures of the world and enjoy the beauty, the majesty of Napa Valley music and wine. And
you bring all those great artists together, which is really fantastic, from all over the world, from all walks of life. Every single continent has been to Napa and has tasted the Napa wines, and we've tasted their music.
That's right. It blends together, to use a term that you vintners use. It's a blending of great musicians, great artists, music, and wine. We blend it all together, and of course the food and the beauty of the place.
And I want to go back to that in a moment, Rick, because you are the founder, you're the visionary of this amazing expression of artistry from around the world brought to Napa Valley. But I understand this year was obviously a little unusual.
This year was unusual for all of us. And of course, for the music world, it was as difficult as for everyone else. So all live concerts were shut down, and it became a real challenge. For the festival, we pivoted to some digital performances because you know that we're a nonprofit and our mission is to bring the arts to all, and that includes the schools. We have a very passionate commitment to the schools to bring arts education. So we have been doing a lot of work over the last few months since the pandemic to help with distance learning programs, programs that the schools can use, and also some concerts that we have put together digitally to present to our audiences around the world.
And I understand on that note, you had some very special guests. And this is quite exciting that you've been able to do a lot of remote concerts. We attended one together, which
Yes.
was obviously spectacular.
That was a lot of fun.
And
That was our one night Many Voices program in July. And we're doing another one in November called Harvest of Gratitude. It's a concert we'll be presenting on November 21st. But, but nothing substitutes for live
of course.
music. And we were so disappointed because this year was going to be the festival's 15th anniversary. And we pulled out all the stops in inviting these wonderful artists, musicians from around the world. We were going to have Joshua Bell perform and Jean-Yves Thibaudet.
For sure.
Nadine Sierra.
Who you've had all those three
Yeah.
for many, many seasons, and they love the festival so much that you give them a call and they just come.
Yeah. And we even, if you can believe this, we even were able to invite, and she accepted to come, Miss America
What?
2019,
Are you
Nia
serious?
Franklin.
Miss America? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
she was going to come to the festival this year. I don't know if you knew this, but she's a
That was
very
going to be my
talented-
surprise. You told me there was a few surprises.
Yeah, well, she's an extremely talented singer, musician. She plays different instruments, piano, flute, other instruments,
Wow.
and she's a composer. She composes classical music and R&B and soul and gospel. Very talented. One of the most incredibly
I
talented
had no idea.
people in this country, in the
So
world.
beauty and talent.
Beauty and talent. And we were so disappointed that she couldn't come to the festival this year. I wish there was a way we could get her to join us.
Well, there's one way. In the old world, if you hit crystals 3 times, you may have a wish that comes true.
Really?
Shall we give it a try?
Let's give it a try. 1,
2,
2,
and 3. Our wishes about to happen.
It's Miss
Hello.
America 2019, Nia Franklin. She's
Hi,
here.
hello.
Here and fabulously gorgeous. What a
Thank
beauty.
you.
You're wearing a beautiful butterfly. What does that symbolize for you?
Well, the butterfly to me symbolizes freedom and also something that comes from a place of growth, because butterflies, they start off in a cocoon as a caterpillar and then they grow into a beautiful butterfly.
We love it. Well, it fits you so well.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't know if you knew this, but Nia's platform as Miss America was arts education. So very much what the festival is all about is what she stands for. And it's really incredible, Nia, what you have done as an ambassador for arts education and your passionate commitment to that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a huge passion of mine. I've not only seen what the arts can do within my own life and where they've taken me and all the amazing things I've gotten to do as a result of my passion for the arts, but also what they can do for people just in general. Education, it's so important that we have music education in our schools. And it's something that if you start at a young age, it can really take you places and can really benefit you. Even, there's studies that show, I can sit here and talk all day about SAT scores and graduation rates, how when you have music and the arts in your schools, those percentages are higher, plain and simple.
Yeah, and it also equips people to, everyone can benefit from exposure to the arts. Young people, so it becomes part of their life, but all ages. It equips people to be able to deal with the ugliness that's going on in this world.
For sure.
And if you have some of the beauty of music, it empowers you to be able to deal with the problems of this world.
Very much so. Now, how did you, Nia, became such an amazing and accomplished artist?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm still working my way up, but I would say that I have just never given up on myself, even in the times where, being a Black woman from the South and being from a small town and all of that, people don't really normally expect you to be a composer. It's something that I myself, it took me moving to New York to even begin to see people who actually looks like me doing what I do. And it's hard when you come from a place like North Carolina where there's not so much diversity. And there's not a lot of diversity in general, but definitely not in North Carolina. So just being mindful of that, and also knowing that I can be this role model for someone else that might be in the same position that I was 10 years ago when I was in high school and college. I really hope that people, especially with me being Miss America and having that platform, being the first Miss America that was a composer, that is something that I wanted people to see, because you really, I like the saying, I don't totally believe it, but you know the saying, you can't be what you can't see. That's not necessarily true, but it is it is very difficult to be what you can't see. So having role models in place and having people that can encourage you and be someone you can just look to as inspiration is so important to me. And that's what a lot of times has kept me going.
How old were you when you first started composing?
I was actually not that young. I was 17. So that's not really young when it comes to composing. I was just, I was ready to start auditioning for schools, and I was like, oh gosh, I want to do this, but I don't know how. So I just kind of started writing without any training or anything. And thankfully I was able to get into a college that accepted me and saw something in me to get my start in composition. And I learned a lot of my basics and tools from there. So
now, Nia, rumor has it that you actually started even younger than that, when you were 5 years old with a certain song.
Well, yes, I did. So composition and songwriting are a little different to me, but I wrote my first song by ear and everything. Like I didn't have a piano or anything. I just kind of had this melody that came to me, and it was when I was 5 years old. And I think what's so interesting about that, and it's kind of foreshadowing, is being a composer, while it does involve a lot of technicalities, knowing how to notate music, using music software, knowing what instruments, how high or low an instrument can go, and knowing the range of an instrument. But a lot of the simplest part, I think, of being a composer is just getting the idea to do it and then finding a way to execute it. And getting the idea, finding those melodies is what's always come so naturally to me.
So Nia, you have a glass of wine in your hand, and I know it helps for your singing. How, as a composer, would you describe the wine that you have? And I understand you just served JCB 21, Burgundy sparkling wine. So give us a few words as we have a toast to you, your incredible path and your inspiration.
That's a good question. I would have to say, if I had to put this wine in terms of like a composer, I would maybe say Stravinsky. I feel like his music, he has beautiful music, and it has, beautiful melodies, beautiful lines, but he knows how to give his music a certain edge to it that has almost like a little bite to it. And this wine to me, or this sparkling wine to me, it has a bit of a bite to it. I like that it's very fresh and clean. So I guess that would be the way I had to describe it in terms of music, or a composer's music. Beautifully
described. And what a composer. Talking about an amazing example. Now, what music instruments, because you started to play music as well very early on in your life, and you play a vast array of music instruments. Describe that to us.
Well, I'm no, Mozart or anything like that, but I do play a few instruments. So I play guitar a little bit, ukulele, piano is my first, piano is not necessarily my first instrument. I will say piano is the first instrument that I really fell in love with, other than the voice, the singing voice. I'm a classically trained opera singer. I also grew up singing gospel in church and listening to Stevie Wonder and all these different types of R&B, from Lauryn Hill to Janelle Monáe, to Nina Simone, and Sarah Vaughan. I mean, the list goes on. I'm a huge jazz lover as well. But I did play the trumpet for 1 year when I was in middle school, and then I quit trumpet and switched to the French horn for 2 years. And then I quit that again by the time I got to high school, and just decided to focus on voice and chorus and piano. So those are the instruments that I've played. That's kind of like the timeline of my music life as far as instrument playing goes.
And what about your composing? You've composed for a lot of these instruments.
Yes, absolutely.
And also you've composed R&B and soul and gospel for the voice.
Yes. I like to do it all. When I hear something and I hear a vision for it, or see a vision for it, I should say, I just want to make it happen. Whether it's, I really enjoy writing for chamber works. So, string quartets and duets and things like that, trios, but I also enjoy orchestral writing too. And I I have been working really hard lately on my film composing skills for orchestra. Even though film scores don't always have to be for orchestra, you can have something as simple as a piano score. Aaron Zigman is a huge example of that. He has some beautiful film music where it's just piano. It's very simple. So with my composing, I just try to keep it broad. I try to make it relevant. One thing I love about, especially even the time we're in now, is I can write a piece and send the PDF, the sheet music, to someone in Germany or California, even though I'm all the way on the East Coast, and I can connect with that person in that way through music. It really is a way to connect people and bring us together.
Now, our host, Jean-Charles, is from Burgundy, and I know you have a song called Burgundy in Autumn.
I do. I wish I could have shared it. I'll have to send you the link to listen to it. It's on my SoundCloud page. But yes, I love that piece. I mean, one of my dreams for that piece would be to get maybe the Attica Quartet to do it. They're a really great string quartet. There's also Catalyst Quartet with Jesse Montgomery. I mean, pretty much any famous string quartet, if they would like to play that, I will send them the music ASAP, because it's a really beautiful piece, just simple. I wrote that piece because autumn is actually my favorite season, and in Burgundy, oops, sorry, that's my my doorman calling up. Can we cut here?
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
okay.
Sorry about that.
Of course.
That's got a
It's
musical
maybe
note
another
to it.
wine delivery.
Hello?
We have a beat.
Thank you.
So Nia, can you tell us about how you got into the pageant program? I think there's some very special story about you and your family and your father.
Sure. So I was in grad school when I decided to start competing for Miss North Carolina. I was in my first year of grad school, 2-year program that I did in music composition. And I was, honestly, on top of wanting to find a way to get extra money to help with my tuition, being that I was kind of depending on my dad for that, but he lost his job due to being ill and just to recovering and everything, even after the stem cell transplant. But also grad school, one thing people don't really tell you, especially when you're a composer, it's actually a pretty isolating experience, because most of the time you're either doing some sort of research on your own, or you're writing. In my case, I was doing a ton of writing music, and you go to class, and that's about it. And so I did have a part-time job, but other than that, I was looking for a way to kind of fill my time with some just social things. And that was what kind of led me to the Miss North Carolina organization, after I had several people tell me they thought I would be maybe a good candidate for it. And so I just went for it and never looked back.
So how did it work from North Carolina all the way to the nation? That's pretty exciting.
Well, it was actually North Carolina to New York to Miss America. So after completing my graduate degree in music composition, I was awarded a Keenan Fellowship with Lincoln Center here in New York City. And I took it, of course. It was only a 6-month fellowship, though. So after I was done with the fellowship and I was deciding what my next thing would be, my next gig would be, what I was going to do with my life moving forward, in addition to composing, of course, the opportunity presented itself for me to actually compete in New York. It was the last year that I had to be eligible. And it was actually a blessing, because after I lost Miss North Carolina, I was top 10 both years. But that second year, I lost, and I was actually aged out. The old age limit for Miss America used to be 24. So I had actually aged out, and it was just such a blessing that it just so happened that the year that I aged out, the people at the top, the big wigs at Miss America, actually raised the age limit nationally so that you could compete even if you were 25. So the age limit is now 25 for Miss America. And I was just so fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to compete in New York, one of the greatest cities in the world. And I think New York was just a better fit for me as a person, honestly, when it comes to how the pageant world works. And I just got in touch with the right people here. I think I already had it in me, to be Miss America, but it was really just having that extra New York grit that kind of just toughens you up a little bit. I mean, I think I could have been a great Miss North Carolina, but I also think it was just meant for me to be Miss New York and then to go on to be Miss America.
Well, what a platform.
Yeah, and I know that the aria that you sang during
yes.
the competition went away.
Thank you. I was actually supposed to perform that at Festival Napa Valley had we done the performance. That was going to be on the the set list.
Yeah, but we're going to make that happen next year when you come back and jump
Yes,
next summer.
absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, that's just kind of the path that it's kind of grown to have. And it was very inspirational. I've gotten to do so many things within the arts and bringing more attention to the arts and just getting more people more aware of the fact that they are so important to a child's education. And that, you know, I don't look like the typical person that you might think should be in classical music. So that's also been something that's been great to showcase as well.
Absolutely. What a path. Very inspirational for us all. One of your things you adore to talk about is love, 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 love. So it gave birth to a song, we understand, right?
Yeah. So when I was 5 years old, I did write my first song. I was actually in my grandmother's. Yeah, I was in my grandmother's living room and just kind of hanging out and bored. It was just me in there, and the song just kind of came to me. It goes like, love, 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 love is the only thing that matters to me. Hey, 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 hey. So that's the song. That was the genesis of it.
Next summer too.
Yeah, I think that must qualify the playlist.
And another song that we'll have to make sure is on the playlist when you come is Manhattan Shower Thoughts, which is a beautiful piece that we've that I just got to see for the very first time your video of it, and I think we may be able to put that on this program so that everyone else can watch it too. It's such a beautiful, beautiful piece.
Thank you. That was something that I wrote when I was still Miss America, actually. Just a few weeks left, and you know, living in New York, and it was one of my off days. I wasn't on the road or anything, which was why I was able to write. But that's a good one. I love it, and I hope to, you know, I'm trying to get more established also in the world of publishing music as well. That's a huge thing that it's just there's so many things to juggle as an artist, especially as an independent artist. So that's one song that I hope to record professionally so that it can actually be available on streaming platforms and everything like that. But for now, I do have a recording that I did at home during quarantine, actually, that you can go listen to on my SoundCloud page.
Well, this is so exciting. You've achieved so much. We are pouring a wine, Miss America, that really represents who you are. So this wine is called the Alchemy of Dreams. And obviously you've had many dreams that came to fruition.
Yes.
So, and in such a short period of time, and you're such an example for all of us. What is a dream now as we toast to you? And you have this one as well. It has my little Frenchy bulldog, as you see on the label. It's a brand new wine we're launching from Sonoma and Napa Valley. So it's a very unique Cabernet Sauvignon that brings the two cultures of Sonoma and Napa together. What would be your dream that you haven't yet maybe accomplished that you wish to share with us?
Wow. I think a dream that I have right now is in terms of just the world that we're living in right now, I really am dreaming that we're going to be out of this pandemic and back to normal, but not necessarily just normal, but better than we were before. I think this has been a great time for everyone to reflect on what really matters and what's really important to them. And I just hope and wish that we can all be kinder to one another moving forward, more sympathetic, and just more helpful, and just realize that no one is perfect. We're all humans and we are all in this together.
Well said.
Beautiful.
That's a great dream. But I think that's a dream that is really, as you said, kind of present progressive. I have a feeling there's more gratitude, there's more appreciation. You know, all being said that the media are what they are, I think genuinely people within themselves are becoming better. Wouldn't you say so?
I would say so. Yeah, I think we all have our moments, but at the end of the day, we mostly just want to be better to each other. And it's just something we have to strive for every day.
Well, Nia, what a great time. What an amazing lady that you represent, an inspiration for the world. We thank you so much for being with us today on the JCB Live. And we cannot wait to welcome Miss America in Napa Valley.
Next year. right here. On
Yay,
our
we can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
And you know, maybe you should wear a beautiful dress in an open top manner, because we make wine and we do physical pigeage,
Oh,
which is,
wow.
we stamp on grapes. So we'd love to see Miss America in the barrel.
That would be fun. That would be
That's
fun.
something that you can dream about for next year.
Okay,
So we have
okay.
11 months to dream. It's exciting.
Well, thank
Great
you so
to be
much.
together.
Nia,
Thank you so much.
see you in Napa.
Thank you.